Yeah, before we get started, I have to make some mandatory announcements. First, the Bucket Brigade, please donate to them when they come around. This is how we support the festival. This is my third year here, having moved here. My first year I learned the most important lesson: there is no E in Bangor. So we're glad to be here, and Andy Wallace is going to intro all the artists.
All right. Well, this is going to be an interesting session, folks. As you notice, we have a few people up here on stage. What we have are four of the very different cultures that are at this festival. And what we're going to explore here is the songs and the vocal music from each of these traditions, and maybe get a sense of what is important to sing about in various cultures. And music can express, singing can express a lot of things: love, hate, disappointment, anger, protest, longing for home. And in a lot of cultures, it's also a way of transmitting history, what has happened down through the ages. For much of mankind, song was the way you did that. People didn't read books, they sang songs. So we're going to get a sense of that. I'm going to start off by just going down the line and introducing everybody, and then we'll go down the line and have each group talk just a little bit, briefly, about song and what the song means in their culture, and then give us a sample, and then we'll try and come back down the line till we run out of time. I'm going to have, this is a mob, so pardon me while I try and get the names right. All the way down there, Miss Ana Veda from Cimarrón with Carlos Kimbaya. And they will have a young woman translating for them. And they are from, Cimarrón is from Colombia, from the Orinoco River Valley. Next to them, from the Diné Nation in Arizona, Janeda Benally and Clayson Benally. Representing the first peoples of this country. Next to them, from Kentucky, we have Montana Hobbs and Linda Jean Stokely.
And Megan Gregory.
From the heartland, Kentucky. And last but not least, and I don't have all the names here, but the Garifuna people, the Garifuna collective from Hippies. One of the more interesting cultures at the festival. Deep history from these people. So there you have a sample of who's here. Let's just get some idea. Let's start down there with Cimarrón, and just tell us what the song is and sing a song.
Bueno, soy Cimarrón. Quiero contarles, no entendí la pregunta, por favor.
The name is Cimarrón, and I'm going to sing.
Bueno, ¿el nombre de la canción? ¿Qué es lo que pide? ¿Sí? Que hable de una canción. Hablo de una canción y la canto. Ok, bueno, voy a cantar una tonada. Bueno, voy a cantar una tonada, que es una canción que se utiliza en la región para ordeñar la vaquita. Venimos de una región ganadera donde básicamente la economía gira alrededor del ganado, y por supuesto allí se ordeñan las vacas. Esta tonada que voy a cantar se utiliza en el momento de elaborar y de ordeñar la vaquita.
This is an old tone from Colombia, some sounds that you would hear from long ago.
Palomita, palomita, párate con atención. recibe 4 palabras de este pobre corazón. Palomita, nube de agua. El pensamiento se apaga y se muere el corazón. En lo que nunca se muere, en lo que nunca se muere, te llevo escondida yo. Palomita, nube de agua. Paloma, no salga afuera, mira que soy casado, que si te tiro y te mato, paloma, que si te tiro y te mato, para mí será el dolor. Palomita, nube de agua. Si te preguntan quién canta, no digas que ese fui yo. Diles que canto en su rama, diles que canto en su rama, turpial madrugador. Palomita, nube de agua. Palomita, nube de agua.
Anamira. Galila and Payson, tell us about Ine.
Yat e ta sintho. We say yat e, which means it is good. And that's how we greet each other. Yat e.
Oh, yat eh.
So for us as Diné people, a lot of people know us as Navajo, but our original name is Diné. That's what we call ourselves. And for us, songs have a lot of meaning, a lot of history. Songs are utilized for healing. Our medicine men and medicine women are called hatathi, which translate directly to singer, the one that is a singer. And when you go to a ceremony, if you're ill, you have a singing over you. And my brother and I, we've grown up very traditionally going to ceremonies and understanding the importance of voice and how powerful it can be. So we recognized that on our reservation and with a lot of indigenous nations here in the United States, that young people weren't so interested in learning about our own identity. And we realized that, you know, if we had like these electric instruments, we might be able to tempt them to learn a little bit more about our culture and to take pride and joy in carrying on our ancient living culture. So my brother and I created a rock band.
Actually, it was at first a punk rock band.
It was. Well, you know, and the thing about that is that we, as indigenous people, have suffered so many injustices. You know, our true history still isn't told in history books. Kids aren't taught it in schools, and so we wanted to kind of find a way to creatively let some of that anger of the injustices out, which then became punk rock music.
Part of our healing journey as well. This song, I know we're sitting next to some of our sisters from Appalachia. This is a song about coal mining and how it's impacted our people, the region where we come from in Black Mesa. And this is a traditional song that is going to start off, it's a powwow song, but very old, traditional one that's not really sung or carried on today. And the song itself talks about being a child of this land. This is called Child of Fire.
The local honeys.
Hey.
Tell us about song and your music.
All right.
Songs from home.
So I'd just like to thank you to the American Folk Festival for kind of providing a platform for people to share their music that is kind of an integral part of our living. You know, a lot of cultures don't have music throughout their everyday lives. It's something that they only witness as a performance aspect. And a lot of us come from music that is so integrated into our daily lives, it's truly a part of us. So we really want to thank you for providing this space where we can share our home music. So thank you all.
Well, and you just pointed out, really the purpose of what we're trying to do in this little window on the stage is exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
There's music as entertainment.
Absolutely.
But that's not what we want to do here. Music can serve a much more important purpose than just entertainment.
Absolutely. And so we come from Appalachia. We're from central and eastern Kentucky. We're the local honeys. My name is Linda Jean Stokely. This is Montana Hobbs, and behind us this is Megan Gregory. And we are kind of influenced by a lot of gospel music. We're right there in the Bible Belt. So we do sing a lot of gospel music, and we recently just came out with a project that showcases all of the different, or several of the different gospel stylings that have come out of the American South, particularly the Southeast region. And we'd like to share with you a 3-part harmony number. We do a lot of harmony singing. That's one of our favorite things. And this is called Talk About Suffering.
Great song.
Yeah. This is on. Can we hear Megan? Yeah. All right. Or I can do this right here. Talk about suffering here below, and let's keep loving Jesus. Talk about suffering here below, and let's keep following Jesus. The gospel train is coming, and don't you want to go and leave this world of sorrow and troubles here below? Oh, can't you hear it, Father? And don't you want to go and leave this world of sorrow and troubles here below? And talk about suffering here below, and let's keep loving Jesus. And talk about suffering here below, and let's keep following Jesus. The gospel train is coming, and don't you want to go and leave this world of sorrow and troubles here below? Oh, can't you hear it, brother? And don't you want to go and leave this world of sorrow and troubles here below?
Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Now, the Garifuna collective. Tell us, the Garifuna people have had a long and complicated history. What do you sing about? Is part of that history what you sing
Yes,
about?
the
Good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Yeah, so we're happy to be here, and we share the same sentiments as any traditional group. And the story of the Garifuna people is a story of survival and resilience over the years. So music is everywhere when you see Garifuna people, Garifuna village, Garifuna community. There's always a music element involved. People write, the music is there, the drums carries everything away. And we have like Marcella, she's been composing for years on her own. Sheldon, you know, also from young. The Garifuna people and the band we represent now, which is the Garifuna Collective Band, is a database of many composers and musicians of all over the years. We have lost many of them who are our elders, I mean, like, you know, Paul Nabor and the Palacio, and so we are keeping the tradition, and this is the hope of the elders who have passed away. This is it now for them, that they would have been somebody now keeping the mission alive and keeping Garifuna music alive and keeping the tradition of the Garifuna people alive. So today the song we're going to feature now is a song called Liruweyo from Sheldon, and it speaks about once when he was sick. He was ill in the hospital and nobody knew, and so he felt abandoned, and so years later his dad started composing the song. But his dad composed the song because, and brought it to him 15 years later because his dad went through the same thing. So his dad, many years ago, was ill, went through the same thing. He was abandoned in the hospital, nobody knew about it. And Sheldon went through the same thing, and it was not until then that the revelation came about to his dad. And his dad told him the story, and they eventually made the song together. And so this is the song, Liruweyo.
Ayo mama monitina yebe alaya tita hospitale waje anu kote sadwe nino tita negabana pigya bono kuchuro agwa kwa kunuwago. Ayo mama monitina yebe alaya tita hospitale Wadiana kote sedwe kinino Tito negabana Bigya bono kuchuro Aba kwa ako Ahana owe na badaguna Ahana owe na familia Abuna na me arabe abo Sikwe di na gaina Ikbana mera kwa Tomando bongiote Ana owe no madaguna Ana owe no familia Abuna na me yarabe abo Sembe de na gaira Yekbana mera wawa Tomando bongiote Dale na children sing me de ma o wa de me get no ago. Oh oh oh. Dale na children ye o wa de me get no ago. Oh 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 oh.
Just go with it. All right, now we're just going to come back down. We got time for another round, so Carlos, un otro.
¿Otra canción? ¿Será que canto el pajarillo? Bueno, voy a cantar un pajarillo. Es uno de los ritmos más recios que tiene esta música y bueno, va acompañado de un grito y bueno, pues esperamos que salga.
At the heart of all of our cultures, we have the heartbeat, the drum. And this is what something that we've been taught and shared with, since we were kids growing up, is that this drum is what connects all cultures. It's something that every person here coming into this world, we're listening to our mother, to her heartbeat in the womb, so that the identification and understanding of rhythm and song, it's something that's innate within all of us. And just to be here to share and listen to these songs, this is important. That it's our history, it's how we transmit knowledge and information. As indigenous cultures, things weren't always written in books, so we had our songs to keep that story, keep that history alive. So some of the songs that we have are based on different rhythms. We have everything from walking songs, riding songs, And a lot of people, when they hear native songs, indigenous style songs, I've heard people explain it as like it's a vocal bowl. It's, you know, very open vowel sounds. For our people, sometimes it might be indistinguishable. You might hear Na-ya. There's a word in there. Na-ya. The corn seed is descending to the earth, and it might be a part of a set. Hi-oh-hey-hi-ya. The corn seed is rising, it's growing. So sometimes it's very subtle, and a lot of people are losing the beauty and the distinctive understanding of what these words mean. So one of the songs that we're going to share, there's too many songs, you know, describing every event from walking and riding. We're going to share a riding song. This is important because today in our culture, we're losing that connection with our earth, to be able to walk upon it, to be able to feel, breathe fresh air. The horse is something that brought all of our people together, protected our people. Today we have horses that are being threatened because of drought and climate change and the issues that we're faced with, where there's not as much vegetation. Even though we have less animals today, you know, less people are grazing and have sheep or cattle, and that lifestyle has changed so much. But now, because of the horse, you know, a lot of people think, oh, this is the problem. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's people and our management. But wild horses are being rounded up and sent to slaughterhouses, and there's a great disrespect for our horses. That's part of how we are here, how we're able to be able to sing our songs. That's what protected us, carried our people, and made us strong and great as a nation. So we're going to sing just a couple of examples, some sets of horse songs. These are also for traveling, for blessing that journey. And the rhythm, you'll notice this is actually where rock and roll comes from. For a lot of people, you don't know it, but the basis of rock and roll, that 4/4 pattern, is a horse. That's something that you don't get in European culture. A lot of that was waltzes. It's like 3/3 timing, or very abstract with classical music. It wasn't until, you know, you had fusions, people that were brought from Africa, you know, as slaves, and then they met in Congo Square and New Orleans and those regions, and they fused our rhythms and concepts, the call and the response of the Haudenosaunee, of the 6 nations, and then all that fused together. But we're from the Southwest, and these are our riding songs.
And if any of you have horses, or have ridden on a horse, you might even feel this rhythm.
It's also the most effective way to cover as much territory when you're traveling on a horse, when you're trotting. If you run the horse, you wear them out. So when you sing these songs, This actually makes the horses happy and blesses your journey, makes it a good journey.
That was great. All of this has been great. It's been wonderful to listen to all of you. Fantastic. We're from Kentucky, so there's nothing more important than a horse. A lot of our horses have barns with heated floors. They're very, very respected in our culture, and that's really neat. I love the rhythms. I love that. You can totally feel it. It feels as if you're underneath the animals or above the animal. It's amazing. So a lot of people think that traditional music is something that's dead and gone, which is a misbelief. It's something that is a living, breathing, ever-evolving kind of entity. And to play traditional music, you have to learn the old stuff, and you have to be purveyors and tradition bearers, such as all of these people, because you have to breathe new life into the old songs, and you have to learn them, but then you also have to incorporate a piece of yourself and stories from what's going on in your current present day life with these stories to continue this tradition, because it's ever evolving. And this is a song that I wrote about an issue in Martin County, Kentucky that happened 20 years ago. There was a slurry pond or a sludge pond spill. If you don't know what that is, slurry is a byproduct of strip mining or mountaintop removal, and it's a black tarry substance that after they've blown the top off the mountain, they've got this sticky substance, and they used to fill it into deep mines that they weren't using anymore, and those would explode, so they decided to make these man-made ponds. So there's these black, tarry, sticky substances that are one day going to harden so we can, raise our families upon them.
Without clean water.
Without clean water, and that's a common misbelief there as well. But we wrote this song for those people that dealt with this disaster in Martin County, where a sludge pond broke, the dam broke and flooded the entire town, and to this day they still don't have clean drinking water.
Yeah, and I think I was talking to somebody yesterday, just ran into somebody at the festival, and they said, man, it's a shame that they just call it the folk festival, because I think that gives people an idea of one type of music that's probably just a sad white guy with a guitar kind of just moaning about something, or like Woody Guthrie kind of stuff. But there's folk music. There's folk music from everywhere. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Woody Guthrie was great.
It's all good.
But there's folk music everywhere, as you can tell, and I think everyone on this stage, and I think everyone has the potential to be a folk singer and sing the songs of their people, because if we weren't going to sing this song to you all about the Martin County sludge disaster, you'd have no idea about it, because it didn't get any kind of media coverage at all, because it was one of those things. We are an oppressed region, and we've kind of been, they've always said that Appalachia is 50 years behind the rest of the nation. That's another thing, it's Appalachia. If you learned anything today, it's not Appalachia. Throw an apple at you. Remember that? But if we weren't going to sing this song for y'all, you wouldn't have any idea about the Martin County sludge disaster. But to put it into perspective, it was 30 times larger than the Exxon Valdez oil spill that happened in the early 90s off the coast of Alaska, that the whole world knew about. They had constant coverage. But we didn't get that coverage. And all these injustices are terrible, I mean, I think I just found out 2 days ago that the Amazon was on fire. And it's because we're kind of being blindfolded, but I think it's the folk singer's responsibility to take it upon to tell everybody else about what's going on, where they're from, and keep people in the know.
Yeah, in a way that's not aggressive, in a way that we can all understand, and that's through song, because it's so innate within us. But this is a song that we wrote for those people, and we sing for those people all around the world. It's called Cigarette Trees. tell me it's rain. You smell like money on land you reclaim. Top off that sludge pond, run black through our sinks. Heavy on the corn when we fill up our drinks. Dig out our coal, turn it into cash. Starve out our homelands, but keep your wallets fat. Shake down our houses with your big old drag lines and bury our families deep in them mines. Why not plant cigarette trees? They burn faster than you'd log these. Fill up them valleys, slurry them streams. A big old king coal, don't you lose any sleep. That big old mountain with your broad form deed. Kill animal and human, every plant and herb. You can't help but leave the sky, we can still flip you the bird. What will we do with no mountains to climb? And you disappear when you shut down the mines. Pray God gives you mercy to the place you should dwell. You don't burn like coal and you're sentenced to hell. Why not plant cigarette trees? They burn faster than you'd log these. Fill up them valleys, slurry them streams. A big old king coal, don't you lose any sleep. Slurry them streams, a big old king coal, don't you lose any sleep.
Finish this up here.
So just we're happy to be here and around this vibe, the type of vibe we're getting here today. And we'll say thanks again to this American Folk Music Festival. And I just want to say something following up to what the young lady said just now. And I'm really happy that it's coming out. With the Garifuna Collective, we have had the opportunity to travel like different festivals also, I guess you guys too. And what we realized is that we have done a lot of workshops like this. And over the years, what we realized is that we are all a part of a bigger database of music. And so we need everybody to really continue what they're doing in their own niche, because what there is now is that there is only one music in the world now. And so the American folk music, I mean, these guys, they really set a platform for us. And so we have to continue doing our part. So everybody doing their part is what makes the music of the world come together now, I think. And it's really, really, really getting. So everybody has to be strong in what they're doing and keeping up their part. And so music now is universal. Music is universal, and we're happy that festivals like these and festivals all over, they're actually incorporating now. You will notice that folk element is, I guess it's just a word now. And we were glad that everybody knows that music is universal, and they want other elements to come in, other traditions to come in, and they're opening up more now. And we're happy, we are from Belize, and we're happy to be here today in this part of Maine and enjoying new people and meeting new people like you guys again. And so in the Garifuna music and Garifuna tradition, the women are the actual main composers of the song. In the band, there's only Marcella with us now, but the other 7 members here is all males. And so we're gonna allow Marcella to just sing one of her songs as a vocal, in the Garifuna language and spirit. Yeah. Thank you.
Liru tiviruo, ingine telaginye, liru nagabuo, luagu namulenye, anireila, hagaira garinago, labulurago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Liru tiviruo, ingine telaginye, liru nagabuo, luagu namulenye, anireila, hagaira garinago, labulurago. Nyodo na yebe, telari hae, labulurago, orarugalei, luni laguyuo. Ame au kababu nana weyu me la chulu nu weyu rinu o nidu enyo anyagura ilagua namulenye anyagura ilagua nidu enyo anyagura ilagua.
I think we're out of time, but let's give a big hand to Anaveda. The Benally. The local honey. And the Garifuna collective.